I don't think I'm the first one to have this concept, but definitely a concept that I do like, which is that I only do one dish each day. Just being able to be a part of somebody's daily meal and making it as comfortable, home feeling as possible, that is my job, and I really love it. Me, I'm a very happy person, living out his dream. So my plan is to reinvest the money that I make into making it into a better bistro each year.
This week on my podcast, I have Noah Gomez White. He is a Swedish young man, 26 years old, and he is the chef and founder of Anemone Bistro here in Plaza Blanca. He is a one-man band serving simple, honest, delicious food, quickly becoming one of the most interesting young entrepreneurs in our community. We talk about the journey from Sweden to Sotogrande, what it takes to open a restaurant here, and the passion behind his cooking. A great conversation with someone who represents the next generation of Sotogrande talent. Noah, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
So Noah, I met you the other day down there in Plaza Blanca, and lo and behold, you have a little restaurant there, and it was very good. Before getting into that, and thank you very much for being with the podcast here, start by telling us a little bit about yourself. Where you're from, how did you end up here? You're a very young man, and
26, yes.
26 years old. Just give us a little bit of background.
So the reason why I came here to Sotogrande was very much because I got some good news from my sister, who was going to have her firstborn child.
Okay.
So being 25, I felt that it was probably time to start thinking more about the family, hoping that one day I'll have a family of myself.
Yeah.
So I then moved here in September last year. On the 15th, I came to Spain to kind of start getting a new life.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had talked a bit with a guy from Gibraltar, wanting to rent a place there to open up a restaurant. Unfortunately, it didn't work out so well.
Yeah.
So then I was looking a little bit more in Spain.
Okay. So what skills did you have back home that you were going to bring over here?
Well, back home, I had been working in restaurants pretty much since the age of 13. I started at a fishmonger.
13?
Yes.
Fishmongery?
Yes.
Was this like after school or before school? Or
this was more like an internship that turned into an extra job.
Okay.
I found it very fun being in the kitchen and just learning more about ingredients.
Okay. And that went from 13 as an apprenticeship. That then
I started having
small school.
Yeah, exactly. So I had summer jobs.
Yeah.
You have in April as well Easter.
Yeah.
So very much extra job.
Right.
Pretty much.
So where did this passion for cooking come from?
Passion for cooking, I'd say it comes from being quite young and enjoying my mother's and father's cooking.
Yeah.
And then slowly realizing that one day I'll eventually be living at home and I don't want to be eating unwell food, so to say.
Okay.
I prefer the home-cooked meals.
Right.
So
They say, I don't know where I heard this, that French men are good cooks. I don't know why that happens, but they say they learned that in their mother's kitchen. And at a very young age, they start tasting different spices and getting a flavor for the whole thing. I also hear that it's very difficult to be a good cook if you start late in life, because a bit like your eyesight, you lose it as you get older. Your taste buds, you lose it as you get older.
Yes.
And if you're younger, you can begin to differentiate. I assume it's the same with perfumes. That you start learning to smell different perfumes, different smells, and that's how you make them. Do you think that was an advantage that you started young?
Yeah, I would say so. The good thing is that I got very much of the Swedish flavors, and then my parents, they are well traveled, so it wasn't so uncommon in our cooking to have different spices and very authentic ingredients. So I had a very wide range of vegetables that I knew at a very young age, and therefore you can start experimenting with different flavors.
Okay, pardon my ignorance, but what would you say, how would you define Swedish cooking? I mean,
Swedish cooking, I'd say, is very much about preserving as a foundation, due to it being very harsh, long winters, not much is growing. And then later on in more modern times, I'd say in the 50s in Sweden. We had a great chef called Tore Wretman, and he brought in very wide range of different flavors into Swedish cooking, very much inspired from the French.
Okay. So he didn't come with Indian food or Chinese food or Japanese food.
No,
it was very much just next door.
Exactly. I think it's
Okay.
just having a French king, Bernadotte, and also the French relationships in Sweden is very strong.
Okay. So how did you actually start working in a kitchen as a cook?
Okay,
When did that happen?
My choice to really start continuing cooking was that a lot of different cooks started giving me appreciation, and it felt very good as a young boy, then turning 14 and into being 15. You're standing in a kitchen, and these very hardworking, most of the time passionate people start giving you a good feedback and a little
pat on the back.
And it just made me want to continue doing well.
Yeah.
And being in a kitchen is a very exciting experience, because as a young boy, I definitely had a lot of ants in my pants. So being in a high energy environment was very fun and exciting.
So that must be very challenging because you were young. I mean, I assume you're going to school during the day, and so you're doing some formal schooling as well. I mean, by law, you must have been at school.
Yes, I was.
Yeah. And then you did this as a passion. When did you start off on your own, so to speak, or what was the progression? Because you start presumably washing dishes, and then you sort of build up.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, for me, it was picking a lot of parsley, cutting a lot of shallots. It's very, very classic, old school.
Right.
And then later on, you get introduced to a station. So my station was pretty much doing Swedish rårakor, which is a hash brown. You grate baked potatoes, press out the liquid, you fry it with plenty of butter, wait until they're golden, and then it's about flipping them over without breaking them apart. And for that, I wouldn't say that you need experience. What you need is confidence.
Yeah.
To just be able to flip it over.
And that was Swedish equivalent of flipping burgers.
It could very much be. Yes, I'd say. And also the pancakes, Swedish pancakes. I guess I had some training from breakfast.
Yeah. So you start little by little, and you get more experience. You told me once, I think, did you go to Denmark for some training?
No, I didn't go to Denmark. I was living very close by to Denmark.
Okay.
That was down in the south of Sweden.
Right.
So I guess that in the south of Sweden, we have a little bit more inspiration as well from Europe, because it is the entry point as well.
Because Copenhagen is one of the leading countries in the world from cuisine point of view.
In my opinion, it is. Absolutely. Yeah? Yes, absolutely. Copenhagen is fantastic.
What makes it that, do you think?
I think the mix of Scandinavian cooking and still daring to try a little bit more outside of Denmark as well. The combination of maybe 20% experimental and still 80% classic is a very good combination. And the products as well are just fantastic. You have the Baltic Ocean, you have the Atlantic, and then just a great variety of fresh cheeses as well out in the farmhouses.
So obviously fish features a lot in Swedish cooking.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
I noticed you do a fish stew here.
Today I did, and people have enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, so it was nice.
Good.
One of those comforting foods.
Yeah. So you've got some experience as a chef, cook. I don't know which you prefer to be called, chef or cook. Cook.
Yeah, I do.
And you end up here in Sotogrande because of family commitment, not commitment, but because you want to be close to your sister and that. How did you end up in Plaza Blanca?
Plaza Blanca, I was very fortunate to have some acquaintances with Andrew and Carla.
Okay.
So my dad, he was turning 60 and had a birthday party here in Sotogrande.
Yeah.
And I was doing some Swedish dishes, and a lot of people really enjoyed it. Lucky me, Carla was playing tennis with one of them. So when it was heard that I was looking for a place to open up, lucky me, I got introduced to Andrew.
Okay.
So he showed me Plaza Blanca, and I felt that it was a very cool place already. This was about a year ago. And I looked at this corner, and I just saw potential. I could really like vision, this could be a kitchen,
Yeah.
this could be the inside, and the outdoor spacing. I really like the shape out of it, and being next to some beautiful trees, having just this new experience.
Were you one of the first ones there? Must have been.
Well,
the gym
there
was there. Was it
exactly. We have Feathers Fitness,
Yes.
which was there.
And
we
next
had
to you was
Humble Crumble,
next to you, yeah.
which is, and then Il Vicolo and Rob Laver, the real estate, was also there. And there was some shops also, the antique shop on the side. We also have White Square Art Gallery. So there were some business going there. And already I was sold. I felt, wow, what a cool place.
Yeah.
And slowly as I went into it, I got introduced to all the people around. And then being the first time moving outside of Sweden to work, I really never felt alone. Because directly you start meeting these people and they're lovely, they're interesting. Everybody.
So you got your community around you. You had your friends. It was like
it started off. It starts off very simple, like that. Everybody being very polite, well educated, and curious people, I'd say. So it wasn't difficult directly to just start having a dialogue with everybody.
I'm waiting for it to become a TV thing, you know?
With all the cameras around. It would be a good show for sure.
Like in England, you have the old Vic and the pub and this and the other. Tell us about the name, Anemone Bistro. Where did that come from?
Anemone Bistro comes from the name Anemone, which is a very beautiful flower.
A flower?
Yes, it's a flower. Hence the logo being the flower. And when I was younger, I used to go out on these long walks with my grandma during Djurgården, the old king's hunting grounds in Sweden. And I used to see these flowers. And for me, they just represent a bit of tenacity and a bit of strength. Because sometimes they grew, even though it was very cold, almost a bit of frost. And that's kind of what you need in life, I would say, to be happy. If you can grow during rough times, you don't have a problem when it's nice and sunny and lovely here in Spain.
Don't get soft.
No, I won't get soft.
Because
here, it is.
You can get soft if you're not careful in Sotogrande. Because, that's very important that you keep keep at it all the time. So it's a lovely name for the bistro.
Yes,
Anemone. It's a great name, and it links into your philosophy, I suppose, of fresh stuff, fresh vegetables.
And very much. I would also say very much a lot about what it is for me to be cooking. It is connection. It is being a part of somebody's day. It is a memory as well. So just being able to be a part of somebody's daily meal and making it as comfortable, home feeling as possible, that is my job. And I really love it.
Tell us about the formula, because you go to your restaurant or your bistro, you don't get a choice of 10 different starters, 10 different main courses and 10 puddings. You actually tell us a little bit about what you're doing, because I think it's magical. I think it's really good.
Yeah, it is. I don't think I'm the first one to have this concept, but definitely a concept that I do like, which is that I only do one dish each day. So I talk to my suppliers, I check out the weather, I also check out with myself what I'm in the mood for cooking. And then I create one dish, one plate. So each day you get one meal at my place, and it's today's lunch. It's fresh, it's simple, and it's classical. It also comes from, also there isn't such a big possibility because I have a very small kitchen. I have 4 hot plates, so everything I do must be very well, but I can't just make that into a grander scale of options.
I mean, I must tell the listeners and audience that you are on your own.
Completely,
so you do the buying, the cleaning, the cooking, the serving, the washing up afterwards, the looking it up and going home.
Exactly. No, I'm the first one in, first one out every day.
And is that deliberate for the time being, or is it something you think you might?
I think
at some point. any business needs to scale up at some point. Otherwise, it becomes, very, very small and it can't grow. So, I mean, I don't know what your ambitions are there, but maybe you share that with us. But just talking about the formula, I think that works nicely because we aren't millions of people here in Sotogrande, and particularly those who go down to Plaza Blanca. It's a pool of people that nobody meet there every day, but you get a choice. And you tell people in advance, so people know on the WhatsApp group that you have or
Exactly.
what it is.
I have a WhatsApp group, so I post every Sunday. I post Monday to Friday's lunch. People have then an option to come and visit me on that day. If it's so that somebody is bringing along a friend or themselves can't eat a certain thing that's on the menu, you can just text me 1 day, preferably 2 day head notice, and I'll make sure to buy something nice.
How many covers do you have in one?
So I have 26 seats to sit down, and it really differs because the inside space is very limited. When it's raining, obviously it's much less, but usually I get a lot of sunshine when it is sunshine at my little corner. But about 15 to 35, so it's a big range, I would say. For me it's double or
and you sort of start serving at what time?
I start from 1 till 4, and
so you have quite a long.
I have a big range,
big window,
and some days I really have to have my quick shoes on. I have to be alert because it feels like everybody's coming at 1. They sit down, but I feel that there's a way, which is make sure that when people come, they really get a greeting, they get a hello, they get felt that they've been seen. When they sit down, make sure that everything's okay, get them their drinks, and because it's also just the one dish, I'm quite good at seeing, okay, now people are coming in, I can start preparing because I already know what they're gonna eat. And comfort comes in there. I'm very confident in what I'm cooking because I can't take risks either. So if I'm doing something, I know when I'm putting it down in a plate, it's been 4 minutes, it only takes 2 minutes to plate. I know, okay, I have 6 minutes here. I can go and I can wash up, or I can take some new drink orders, very much like that.
It's like having a private lunch party every day for 26 people.
And it becomes very private as well, I'd say. Everybody that I've been meeting so far, amazing people, really all of them. And as soon as I see them once, not later, not long after, they become a regular. And that's probably the best thing, I'd say.
And I mean, you're not expensive. I mean, this is the good thing as well. Is that
it's reasonable. I think it's exactly a good price for what you'd expect. I'm not giving you an option. And maybe the service, like the waiter part, could be a bit better as well, but I try my best. And
fire him. No, you can't.
No, I wish sometimes. But then it's it's 15 euros for the plate, and as long as it's good and made with heart, served up warm as it should be, then I think it's a very good deal.
No, I mean I've eaten there twice and it's been fantastic. I mean it's really very good.
Thank you.
Okay, so you've let's see. This is for the community, and I want to maybe give them some feedback in terms, or you give them some indication of how difficult was it for you to start the business. A lot of people come and say, "Oh, Spain is so bureaucratic. You got to do this. You got to get the permit for that. You got to, obviously there's setting up a restaurant. You have rules. You have health issues. You have, all those sort of things." Who held your hand when you did all of that, or did you do it all yourself and go and knock at the ayuntamiento and all this business and get your permits and licenses? And how did that happen?
I was very fortunate having Andrew in the beginning. My landlord, but also my friend. He's had, as you know, he's been on the podcast here before. He's had hotels, and he knows a lot of good people that could help me along the way. Pepe, doing all the building, and the graphic, not graphic designer, but my goodness, sorry, English isn't my first language. The technical architect,
okay.
yes, thank
you. Technical architect,
yes.
Okay.
And along the way, I always felt that if I needed to ask a question, I could always go to Andrew. He was very helpful, and he's also there on spot.
Yeah, on
in
site,
the beginning,
all the
on
time.
site.
Yeah, no, because I have had a coffee shop right on the border with Gibraltar, and of the three people that were partners, I was the one that was dealing with the all this stuff, mostly because I spoke Spanish, I suppose. And you know, we had everything set, and then the inspector came, and for some reason we didn't have a water pump. So you needed a foot water pump to be able to bring water up, to be able to wash your hands without touching the taps.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, I mean,
How do you know this? If nobody had told you in the beginning, how do you go along? Yeah.
And these things, it's almost as if someone didn't tell us on purpose to make sure they caught you at the end.
Yeah, I could
so,
feel,
you know, and then you had to fix it somehow. And these sort of, but that's why I'm very interested to see how, you know,
how it went along in the beginning. There were some changes that needed to be made when I had my first inspection, but it was minor changes, very much the same as needing a foot pedal.
Yeah.
But I just bought an electric one, works wonders. And then there was also, as we were building the place, I needed to have a bar. They were really like, you have to have a bar, and you had to have about a meter in distance for the entry, and be able to fold down a table on top of there if it was so that somebody in a wheelchair needed to come and eat and wanted to sit by the bar. So those type of rules were quite new for me. In the beginning, I couldn't really wrap my head around most of the things that you needed to do, but at the end of the day, you just fold and you say, well, if this is how it is for me to be able to open my place, I'm happy to do it.
Well, you have to do it, because
of course
you
have to.
You get nowhere. Excellent. Are there any lessons that you learned as a very young person before you came here that have been of value today? You know, things that you maybe have learned back home when you were, you always have one thing that, you know, someone told me something to do that, and then I ignored it then, but now, wow, it's reality.
Yeah, for me, I'd say that when it starts feeling like you're doing a lot, and the pressure is on, you feel that you're kind of sinking in, and life is overwhelming you during work, it's really good to just take it easy and breathe a little bit, and just go back in and do it. Because the more you do, when fear starts entering in, you just start growing a bit more, and eventually you feel that when it comes, you're ready. So for all the mentors that I've had during my time of working for 12 professional years in Sweden, they've been really encouraging with just giving me a look, looking me in the eye, making sure that I'm here in the moment, and they just say, you can do this. And as you're growing up later on, you have to be the person who's telling yourself, you can do this.
Absolutely.
And the more you do, the easier it gets after a while. Now when it's a lot to do, sometimes all you can do is laugh. But other times it's to just shape up, be strong, carry on, because who else? I'm just, it's me, myself, and I. So
and the sooner you learn that, you look yourself in the mirror and say, well, it's you and me, mate.
It's somebody got to do it.
There's only one person who look after yourself better than yourself is yourself. You know, it's for sure. So, okay, you've got this beautiful restaurant. You worked hard at getting the licenses. You've got this thing. What next? How are you going to grow? How are you going to scale it? Have you got any ideas?
So, yeah, I do have some ideas. Yeah, right now it's very small. And I think that I want to keep it small all the way along. People are telling me that I could add more tables. I could build it out. Maybe also just do more, hire more people. But I think that one of the parts of the reasons why people come to my place, I hope 50-50, is probably me as a person. The experience of meeting me. I'm a very happy person, living out his dream. So my plan is to reinvest the money that I make into making it into a better bistro each year. It's small things as heaters I need to get, during the winter time. It gets quite windy and cold. I need to maybe start looking at getting some new, nicer chairs. I'd love to have a different type of cutlery. When you're eating fish, it's always nice having a fish knife. and also getting a bit nicer wine glasses. So as I'm getting along, I would like it to be something completely different. I always say that the only thing that stays the same on Anemone Bistro is the change. It's always changing month to month. And I'd like to look back at the beginning when it really was just some tables, some chairs, some hot plates, me running about, trying to figure out how to work the place, how I want it to be, and then look at it when I'm not done, but when it's been a few years and say, wow, what a different place this is. Look what I have.
Being not criticizing, but critiquing, it's very small inside. Yeah,
Yes.
If you do get a rainy day, like today or at lunchtime,
Yes.
you have to, like yesterday, you got good neighbors because I sat next door.
Yeah, I do.
That's amazing. And that's part of the charm, I think. So don't lose that.
No.
That is part of the charm.
You're sitting really in the kitchen when you're sitting inside.
I
That's
don't
how
mind
it
that.
feels.
I sit in the kitchen at home, you
Yeah,
know.
no.
So what's wrong with that? But so basically, all your tables are outside.
Yep.
Yeah. Is there any way you can get some sort of cover there or not? It's is that part of the? Maybe not because of the. I don't know.
A marquees with heaters would do wonders to start with. I can't really glass it in because it's so nice being outside.
Yeah.
But I think that the space indoors in the future, maybe if I'd like to have some more private dinners where you could kind of tailor your own menu. So you're having a private chef at home, but you would like it to have not it in your home. You could come to me and have a private dinner basically.
So you can have what, 12 people, 10 people?
I'd say comfortably 10 people.
Yeah.
But I have to look at it a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, you have these lovely Tokyo ramen places that's open at night and it's very, very small and people are sitting. I don't want it exactly like that, but I think 10 people could easily sit indoors for some nice evenings.
Yeah. So God, it's
I have a lot of ideas. There's a lot of things that I want to do.
But eventually scaling up. There's two ways you can scale up. Is one is increase your prices and get more money.
That's the way, but you have to also add the quality. You have to add everything to it. So
yeah, absolutely. So what else could you offer? I mean, this is the. Because being a one-man band, obviously you'd have no labor costs because it's just you.
Yes.
So that's a thing. As soon as you get somebody else in, it's
an honest business. Everything I put in, I can take out.
You can take out. Yeah.
So it's all about how much do I want to put into it.
Yeah.
And it would be nice maybe having an option of doing a tasting menu once in a while if people are interested. All I have to do is just send out a poll and ask people.
Yeah.
Or as I do very often, I just talk to people in person. But throughout the summertime, I did try out having some snacks in the beginning, some small starters, different main courses. That for me was pushing my limit because 4 hot plates, I felt like a DJ at a nightclub, just moving around plates all the time. So I felt that this year I might want to give people an option, but just have a more scaled down menu. So maybe 5 options is a good choice.
You emphasize simple, delicious food. Yeah, that's your sort of mantra. It's not complicated. It's very tasty. It's straightforward. You recognize what's on your plate.
Yes, and it's good ingredients to start with. That's it, pretty much.
Where do you get your ingredients? I mean, what's a typical day? Do you actually start the day by going to the supermarket, the market in La Línea? Where do you get your produce from?
Well, I am... one would say that I have it very luxurious in life because I'm not open on Saturdays and Sundays. So that's the time for me to go out and eat and get a bit inspired as well. Learn about new ingredients and new ways to cook and methods because there's fantastic restaurants options very close by.
But your raw materials. The raw materials. Where do you get the potatoes? Where do you get your fish?
I have the vegetable supplier in Estepona that I found very nice and well. They supply pretty much all of my main ingredients that I do enjoy buying.
Do you get them
Shallots,
there, or do they
asparagus. No,
deliver?
lucky me, they deliver
They
it.
deliver, okay.
That would be a bit too much.
Yeah.
And then the butcher in Pueblo Nuevo.
Yeah.
I really enjoy going there.
Yeah.
Lovely family-owned business. Always feels great supporting.
This is with the garage door. Like what
Exactly, by the school there. So you
Yeah,
have
opposite,
blue marquees outside.
Yeah.
And also very nice going in because from Sweden we have some parts, and then here in Spain it looks a bit different, and it's interesting. Like, what's this type of meat? Which part is this? And we can have a very good dialogue. I can get to practice my Spanish. I can get to learn a little bit more about what they're called. And now when I go in, I pretty much order in Spanish, which is
very good.
Yeah.
So those are your basic two. And fish?
Those and fish in La Línea. There's a small little place next to the beach. I can't remember the name.
But it's just a fishmonger.
Fish market.
Right.
And when you go in, it really smells fresh inside. Covered with water everywhere. They spray with water all the time, which I think is a great thing.
Yeah.
And very nice fresh products.
Yeah. For young entrepreneurs like yourself who arrive into a place like Sotogrande, you probably haven't thought about this, but what would be your sort of tips that you would give somebody?
Go for it.
Go
for it. Just there's plenty of others that you will meet, and recognize that the problems you're having in the beginning, they have also had. Everybody's very helpful as well in the beginning. We don't want you to fail. We want you to do your best and share what you can do.
Yeah.
I think that would be my tip for everybody trying to do something. Startup, or if they want to partner up with something else, having a good idea, just share it out there, get good feedback, bounce it back, and go for it.
Go for it. Okay.
I believe in you. If it works for me, it will work for you.
Yeah. What's the number of regulars you think you have there? I mean, I'm not a regular.
Everybody.
No. I mean, is it mostly the people that work there or do you have?
Oh, I have.
You must have.
I have a few regulars.
Yeah.
I'd say.
That come twice a week.
Or 4.
Or 4 times.
Or 4.
Okay.
So by the office, I have a very good friend, Kevin Fernley, and his wife. When he started coming for the first time, this must have been in March. He started coming more and more, and then I remember in April he sat down and he came Monday to Friday. So I get to see him every day.
So his chair has his name on it.
He should. I should fix a chair for him. I got him a table. That's what I did.
Okay.
And I think because of the easiness, many office workers, it's just to stroll down some stairs. They know me, and the price is very reasonable. I think that's also my mentality is, you don't have to think about it. You can just, if you don't feel like eating at home, just swing down and I'll serve you something nice.
Yeah.
So it's just comfort, quick, and simple that way.
Yeah. Noah, you are a young man, 26, okay? You seem to have done an awful lot. How has that journey affected you as a young person?
For me, it's been a very good path to adulthood, I'd say.
Yeah.
You constantly deal with problems running your own business. One of them, I'd say, is that you want so much, but you just have a limited of time. So it really makes you start thinking in a more mature way, which is taking a step back, looking at what it is you want to do, and seeing, is it even possible? Like, and if I add now this thing that I want to do, say more dishes as an option for the menu, could I cook it? And what would I need to sacrifice as well? Do I have to go down on the quality? I don't want to do that. Do I want to increase the price? Not really. It works out wonders as is. So it's a way for me, I would say, to really grow into the role of running a restaurant. Maybe in the future, I'd like to run a bigger restaurant, having some other cooks working with them, waitresses, and having the full kitchen brigade. Because that's one of the things I really do miss in life, being a part of a team. So I think it's just a lot of lessons that I'm giving myself as I go along.
I mean, you'd have to, have to move. I mean, physically you can't grow more than you are there, because
No, I think I've hit my limit when it's about 35, 40 people coming for lunch. It's just so much one person can do, really. And the space is limited, and so is the food storage as well. Even though it's just one dish, I really make sure that there's a lot of extra things adding to it and preparation. So the fridges are already full, pretty much, with fresh products. So I have to always carry on.
I wouldn't call it a competitor, but across the alleyway there you have Plaza Blanca, and the restaurant there. They're closed when you're open. You open when they're closed, so it's not.
It works out wonders, really.
And they're very different places, of course.
But they had their first lunch now, so it looked lovely. It absolutely looked
outside
lovely.
or inside?
Inside, yes.
Right, and
I guess outside as well when it's a nice sunny day.
Yeah. But it's a different offering altogether.
It's completely different. It's for me, it's a fine dining restaurant, and that's just something that I'm not reaching for. I'm reaching for a more food studio, call it bistro. It's a personal experience where I get to meet everybody. I cook what I cook, and we can have a clear communication.
You're not back in the kitchen.
I'm not back in the kitchen, and I really like meeting people a lot. And when people are curious, I saw on the menu, what is this? Because it might be gravlax. Well, it's very easy. The kitchen is open. I just tell them to stand on the side. I open the fridge. This is what you'll be having for lunch. Smell the pot. Do you enjoy the sauce? Oh, this is lovely. And then they come down and they sit and they have lunch.
You have a basement as well, don't you?
Yes, I do.
What is down there?
Basement.
Storage.
Yeah, just storage. It's fridges and just shelves for me to keep a bit of spices. But I don't really need so much storage space either. No, it's just everything goes. Dream scenario is Friday, everything's empty.
Yeah. Okay, Noah, it's been very good. Thank you so much. People can follow you on Instagram.
Yes, they can.
What's your handle?
Anemone Bistro.
_bistro.
Bistro.
And we'll put that down in the thing.
Yeah, please.
Down below, so people can know where you are. Thank you very much for being on. I think it's you're a wonderful guy, young man, doing stuff in Sotogrande, adding to the community, which is what it's all about.
It is.
So everybody, there you are. This is Noah. Come down to Plaza Blanca. He has this wonderful little bistro, Anemone, on the corner there. You must come around and see him. See you next time.